Hello, color guard and winter guard enthusiasts, or anybody who's passionate about competitive performing arts. My name is Tara with T. Marie Creates, and this is my very first YouTube video ever. So I'm super nervous, and my doctor tells me I have anxiety, so that doesn't help. So I wanted to kind of show you what I put together in this first video. This makeup look is called Strawberry Fields, and it's a pretty versatile look for a number of different show themes. I've worked with a marching band program for about 8 years now doing hair and makeup design for them, and we are always on a tight budget, as all programs are. So over the years, I've learned how to pretty much make any show theme work with the budget that we have. This particular makeup look was put together for about $15, not including the wig. And when I'm talking about budgets, I'm including kind of the specialty makeup that they need for their specific show theme. Things like foundation, concealer, and mascara, I don't generally include because those are very specific to each individual kid. This model's name is Pitbull, by the way, and so what I'm going to do is start with this hard candy palette. There's a mini palette for about $3, and I'm going to take the lightest shade and kind of put it in the crease, kind of up just below the brow bone, and just highlight the crease and the brow bone area, just to start as a transition shade. Pitbull has plastic skin, so makeup doesn't stick quite as well to his skin as it does to normal human skin, but it does pretty well, and it's nice and pigmented on natural skin. Next, I'm going to take the hot pink shade, and I'm going to start to define the outer corner. Again, doesn't stick super well. I'm going to show you in a minute how I increase the pigmentation just to get that nice bold look. I mean, we're talking about performers who are either out on a football field or on a gym floor, and so bold, bright colors is what's needed for this particular sport. Next, what I did was I sprayed my brush with some setting spray. I like the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist. It smells and works like hairspray, but when we're talking about color guard, you kind of need that strength, and it works great, both as something to set your whole makeup look with, or to spray on your brush so that you can get some extra intensity in the pigmentation for your eye makeup. So what I'm doing is just kind of going about halfway on the lid, defining that outer corner, and then just bringing it kind of towards the inner corner a little bit as a transition, and then I'm taking that brush and I'm just kind of softening the edges a little bit. Doesn't have to be super precise. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit more, again, wet my brush with some setting spray, and I'm going to go underneath the eye, again, from kind of that center point and connecting it up to that corner. Next, we're going to go in with this sort of purpley fuchsia, really sparkly glitter. And I did spray the brush again with setting spray just to sort of pick that glitter up a little bit easier and give it a little bit more punch. And what we're going to do is fill in the inner corner up to sort of the middle of the lid and kind of blend it, ombre it in a way, just giving that inner corner to the center of the lid a ton of extra glittery shimmer and shine, and just sort of blending it all together. Kind of like a modified version of a halo eye. Also getting it into that tear duct area to highlight. That tear duct looks beautiful when it's highlighted. going in with a second layer, building it up, again with my brush sprayed, just to really, really make that shine and shimmer impactful, and then kind of blending it, transitioning it into that hot pink outer corner. Then I'm going to take a little bit more and kind of really blend it into that outer corner. Next, I am taking that same color, that same high shine glitter, again with my brush sprayed, and doing the under the eye, joining it up with that hot pink, kind of blending it into that hot pink outer corner under eye. You can also take a liner and do your waterline if you want. I think there's hot pink liners from Essence for a couple of dollars. I can't really do a waterline here because his eyes don't open. And then what I've done kind of as a last step is I've put some of the glitter on my brush, and I'm just kind of going through that transition, just really trying to kind of blend it all together so that there's not a lot of, there's no harsh lines differentiating between that glitter and the hot pink. Now I'm going to take this green duochrome from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to line the top of the lid and make an attempt to do a wing. It doesn't have a super sharp tip, so right now what I've done is kind of lined along the lash line and given it like that nice bold shimmery green, and then sort of starting to create a wing with the actual pencil itself. It is a soft, kind of a soft jelly type of a pencil, so it is difficult to get a sharp line. So eventually what I'm going to do is take a liner brush and just brush the tip of it all on the into that crayon, and really nicely coat my liner brush and try to sharpen that up a little bit. And just really building the intensity of that metallic duochrome green liner. Is a nice contrast between that and the pink. So now I'm going to put on some lashes. I like these Ioni lashes from Dollar Tree. I'm not kidding, they're pretty good. And if they're not the cat eye version, but just sort of a regular natural version, you can cut them in half and do a half lash. It's way easier. So now we're going to move on to blush. I'm using an Ioni stick blush, again from Dollar Tree. My first attempt at this, it is very pigmented, so I ended up having to wash it, like wipe it off and start over. So just take a small amount on a brush at a time and just start building it up. I was way too aggressive the first time I tried it, so I had to go back in and start over, and that's totally fine. It happens all the time. But again, this Ioni blush from Dollar Tree, it's the stick blush. I also have the liquid blushes, and those are also pretty good. And in fact, I thought they were great. And yeah, $1.25. And then look what I did. I was so annoyed. I was very irritated. I decided not to cut it out of the video because this is real life, man. This stuff happens all the time. And so I kind of decided at first I was going to keep going and go along the top of the nose. What we're doing is a kind of that strawberry girl, really fresh-faced look. But what I discovered is that I had mascara in my brush. And at that point, it was beyond repair. So I had to go and take it off and start over. In retrospect, what I should have done is waited for it to dry and just cleaned up the areas where there was smudging and then just kind of patched it in with more blush. But I was sort of beyond frustrated at this point, and so I kind of wiped more off than I needed to and had to go in and fix it. It is what it is. This kind of stuff happens. We're talking about real life here. So I just decided, you know what? I can't deal with this. I'm starting over. And I made sure I cleaned my brush because the big problem was I had mascara inside the brush and I was putting mascara smudges all over the face. Frustrating. Made sure I was really scrubbing that brush because I was like, this is not happening again. No way. So we're going to go for round 2. And for this blush look, because I wanted that sort of Strawberry Fields, Strawberry Girl, pinky look, I did blush basically across the front of the cheeks, kind of almost up to the temple, and across the nose, the bridge of the nose. I kind of wanted that sun-kissed, I should have put on sunscreen, but I didn't look, not too much, just a light pink wash. But honestly, again, the blush probably needs to be a little bit more intense if we're talking about color guard or winter guard. Again, they're on a football field or they're in the middle of a gym. In order for it to read visually, it needs to be performance makeup. And performance makeup maybe looks a little bit crazy when you're up close and in person, but it looks really great in photos. And so I always say, make it impactful, because the photos you get out of it, especially if you're at like a national competition with professional photographers, those photos are, everlasting, and it just looks so great in them. This is also why I recommend lashes. Even if you're doing a half lash, all you need is a half lash. Cut them in half, and they're very easy to apply. That way they stay on as a half lash. Do an extra coat of mascara all over the false lashes and natural lashes, and they just look so beautiful in pictures. They're less irritating as a half lash and just so much easier for the kids to put on. Again, just building up and intensifying this blush. It doesn't have to be put on all in one swipe. Start out, build it up a little bit at a time. This blush was really buildable. I was pretty impressed with it. It was $1.25. I like this Ioni brand of makeup at the Dollar Tree. For color guards on a budget, it's really pretty good and certainly budget friendly. The Ioni lashes are great. I ended up just getting a whole stockpile of these Ioni lashes in the natural, but they also have something called Ioni halflings, and those are half lashes that are already basically pre-cut. But I got a whole bag full, probably spent $25 and bought 20 pairs of lashes, and we just keep them in the guard closet for kids when they need lashes. So we're gonna do some really cute freckles. I'm using a brown eyeliner from Miss A. It's like the AOA Studios brown liner, and it was $1. And what we're gonna do is just go in and start dotting some freckles on. So I start with a few little dots. I got a little intense there, but then if you tap them with your fingers, not only does it kind of spread those little dots to other areas and make them look a little bit kind of diffused, it softens and adds more freckles basically. And no, I'm not going for super natural looking freckles here up close. They're gonna look like dotted on freckles, and that's okay. This is color guard makeup. This is performance makeup. It's supposed to read visually from a distance, and it's just cute. Looks, cute, like a cute little cartoon, maybe strawberry shortcake. If we're going for natural, this is not the channel. And I'll just let you sit back and watch the process of putting the freckles on. Just a very random sprinkling of freckles. They can be different, kind of different depths of pigment, different sizes. And it would be impossible to get them all uniform and totally the same anyway, so it works out. Dotting the freckles up along the top of the nose, just kind of how freckles sort of naturally sprinkle across the cheeks and the bridge of the nose. And now, because the freckles are pretty intense, I actually took a little bit of blush and I am just going over the top of the freckles with the blush just to kind of diffuse them out, make them look a little less harsh. Again, we're not going for natural here, but I wanted to soften them up just a little bit. So I took more of that blush, less this time, just a little bit, and just started to gently swipe some blush over the top of those freckles, just to diffuse them out a little bit more. So now I'm going to take some highlighter. Again, this is the Ioni stick highlighter from Dollar Tree, $1.25, nice shine, and a nice neutral color. And so I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger, tap it along the cheekbone, both sides of the face on the cheekbones, just to give a little extra highlight. And then I also am going to take it down the bridge of the nose, on the tip of the nose, and just a little bit on the Cupid's bow of the mouth. In the next clip, you're going to see that I added a little bit of color to Pitbull's lips. He naturally has concealer lips, and that is not the look. So I gave him a natural lip color. You wouldn't need to put a lipstick underneath. We're just going to use this Magical Girl lip gloss from Miss A. I think it was $1.55. It has a really pretty kind of pink purpley shimmer, and we're just gonna coat the lips with that. Natural lips with a little bit of gloss that has a lot of high impact iridescent shimmer. Looks really pretty and subtle with the bolder eye makeup and the flushed cheeks and the freckles. So this is our finished look, complete with the wig on our other mannequin model, Bacon Lee. Thank you so much for watching this. I wanted to share what I know about doing color guard hair and makeup on a tight budget. And I think this is really cute Strawberry Fields makeup that'll work for a lot of shows. And then here is me just demonstrating that I attached the wig to her head and that it is not coming off. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. If you would like to see me do more hair and makeup looks on a tight budget, like and subscribe for more videos. If you have questions about anything I've done or questions just in general, comment below. I'm happy to answer them. And if you'd like to see more of my color guard and winter guard performance looks, you can go to my website at tmariecreates.com. I hope to see you guys again. Thank you.